It didn't know what it wanted to be. It tried to be
Yeah.
Planes, Trains. It tried to be It's a Wonderful Christmas. It
Yeah.
tried to be this, but it did
It's a
none of them
Wonderful
well.
Christmas. But Mike is so angry, he's mashing up movies now. It's a Wonderful Life starring Jimmy Durante. Holiday Fest. We're back, Mike. Welcome to
How's it
the
going,
Over There
Dan?
podcast. Good. We're talking about the film Oh What Fun, which just premiered on Prime Video December 3rd, 2025. Now,
It's a can't miss.
Michelle Pfeiffer is an icon, but this film is a train wreck. And the reason I wanted to start off watching the trailer is, like so many films, here's a trailer that
Looks good.
promises us one film, and then we get it was like, oh, what a mess is
Yeah.
what this should be called. I just the last 25 minutes were the most enjoyable of the entire hour
Well,
and 41 minutes.
that's when it became melodrama. They didn't even try to do comedy at the end.
Well, no, they did, because we should set up the film. So, basically it's
God.
yeah, I mean, it's Michelle Pfeiffer talks about this narration in the beginning of the film. You're seeing it, which is kind of cool. Like, I'm liking the opening, right?
The opening was great.
But why is that? Because we're getting
they're showing clips and they're showing other classic Christmas videos,
right.
and you think you're being led into a current classic.
Yes. Yes. But what it's doing is it's really setting up this whole theme of the films that you see, including a great little nod to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Once again,
Yeah.
It's like, should be a drinking game in the Oh Brother podcast.
They even showed a clip.
They did, yeah. So, but it was really, if you look at the films that they were showing in the montage, it's films that are really spotlighting fathers or families, and the mom is getting no credit. Now,
Right.
that and the whole premise here is that moms are the heroes of the holidays, I think is how she puts it. But they're kind of in a thankless position. They work hard and they do all these things leading up to the holiday and during the holiday, but they don't really get any thanks for it. And in this case, the family goes so far as to forget to leave Michelle Pfeiffer's character behind, and
Which
then
is the premise of Home Alone, except
hijinks
with the
ensues.
mom instead of the kid.
Yeah, instead of where's Kevin, it's where's Claire Clouster. Right? They didn't even pull any. It was like Clouster is the family name.
Yeah.
But again, from the beginning, they had me, and very quickly it went
goes
south.
off the rails.
And I'm not even sure I can explain it, Mike. I mean, look at this cast. So Michelle Pfeiffer in the lead role, starring alongside Dennis Leary, who, of course, hometown boy that we love.
Boston guy.
Yeah, Boston guy. Good actor. Like, he's got really good acting shop.
As
Loved him.
long as
Rescue
he's
Me.
playing a guy from Boston, because he cannot undo his accent.
Well, that's not true, because he was in the series Rescue Me that was based in New York, and he did fine.
He had his accent. I remember him in Spider-Man. He had his accent.
Okay. Anyways, Felicity Jones. Love Felicity Jones as
Jen Erso.
Jen Erso in Rogue One, of course. Dominic Sessa, we did a review on the podcast way back on The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti, and Dominic Sessa was the kid that started that with him. And he hadn't done any acting before that time.
Okay.
So
I didn't remember him.
Yeah, he's in this. Jason Schwartzman is in this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Havana Rose Liu is another one of the scat, and then Eva Longoria, another big name.
Right.
So you've got the makings of a great holiday film.
Fantastic
all the ingredients,
cast.
Mike.
Yes.
All the ingredients.
And the look and the director.
The look.
All good.
The soundtrack, the score, like and it opens, I think, with Elton John, Step Into Christmas, and there's an original song by Gwen Stefani, Shake the Snow Globe or something. And
I don't know, Mike. This is where I think it goes off the rails, and why.
Okay.
I think they try to pay homage to all these classic films. I mentioned Home Alone,
Yeah,
right?
which they
There's a
are.
Home
Yeah.
Alone. They set up a planes, trains, and automobile sequence,
Mhm.
putting Michelle Pfeiffer in a hotel room with a stranger who's very annoying,
And that
right?
woman is from Peacemaker, by the way.
Right. She was just on Peacemaker,
Yeah.
right? But they don't, I can go into It's a Wonderful Life. I can go into all the films that they try to mimic, but once they do a quick gag on it, like they do 5 minutes of planes, trains, and automobiles in the hotel, and next thing you know, Michelle Pfeiffer's out in the parking lot sitting in her car. They
I
don't pay anything off.
I know. I thought they were gonna literally just redo the gag. I was waiting for the 2 of them to wake up in bed together. Pillows? Those aren't
Right.
pillows. Like,
And that probably would have worked if they had strung out like like it starts off with Christmas Vacation.
mhm.
Everybody's coming from, and we're going to pretend we like everybody. There's Chloe, that's somebody you left out. Chloe Moretz is in
Yeah.
it,
Yes.
and she brings a different female every Christmas and says, "Oh, this is the one."
Right, she's got a different partner every single time.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's a great gag,
It's
but
a
they
good
don't
gag.
pay, it's
Yeah.
just bing,
I
here's a gag and we're done.
I mean, the soundtrack was the most entertaining thing, I think, and that somewhat nostalgic opening that we got. And, I was so excited. I love Michelle Pfeiffer. I
Right.
have loved her since go way back in the day. Of course, Scarface, and just she's a legend. She's a legend.
Yep.
And it isn't even that she's bad. I'm not saying like
No.
she's bad in this. And frankly, I don't even know if it's the performances. I think it's the material. And as you said, the gags and jokes that they're given, they just don't work. And you really don't have a lot of comedic actors here other than Leary, quite frankly.
Well, and Schwartzman,
Schwartzman, sure.
has done all the
Absolutely.
Wes Anderson stuff, but
Absolutely. Yep.
they they don't go far enough. Like they
I know.
introduce a movie and you think, "Oh, this is gonna be funny. She gets left home alone. It's gonna be like a panic,"
Mhm.
but then it just goes away. Same thing with the planes, trains, it just goes away.
Looking at Michelle Pfeiffer's filmography too, it's kind of weird. Like there's a lot of gaps, and you really have to I guess if you take into account Ant-Man and the
Mhm,
Wasp, like,
mhm.
okay, that's her last, but you gotta go way back to
Yeah,
get into her meteor. So really her meteor roles were a lot earlier in her career, you know?
yeah.
Um, so
I can
again,
sum this up, Dan.
sure, go for it.
If you're gonna make a funny Christmas movie, here's a thought,
Have a
have a
point.
point. It makes it so much more better on the viewer.
And once again with the planes, trains references. Listen, we bring it up almost every podcast, so we're going to do it again here. Is for whatever stock you put in this, but the ratings. So Rotten Tomatoes. Now they got it right this time. I'm going to say,
I didn't
but
even look.
Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, you're going to love this. The critics 32%. The audience, Mike, 24%.
Oh, wow.
24. So it's officially rotten.
That is a lot.
IMDb 39. And then Prime has its own kind of star rating, 3 stars, which is being generous, but it's Prime.
It's
So
prime.
they're probably
Right.
juicing that a little bit,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah, this is it's a swing and a miss. There were a couple of funny bits. There's this one funny bit, which I didn't realize when I was watching it, but there's a bit where Michelle Pfeiffer and her daughter Felicity Jones are going to the mall to buy her neighbor. The neighbors are this family, this Asian family across the street is always trying to again, Mike, another good premise here.
Yeah. Like one up each other.
Right, and not new to the holiday genre, but it was set up pretty
Right.
well.
Right.
And the family, the actors in that family, Joan Chen played the mom. It was good, but anyway, so they do this gift exchange, and Michelle Pfeiffer gets this candle, this 3-wick candle. So she, of course, has to go to the mall to find a 5-wick candle, which she
Right.
does, and she ends up stealing it. Which that bit made no sense. Why she like steals it and runs out.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah, yeah. I
didn't
was
get
like,
that.
"Okay, what?" And what I was trying to think of, okay, what movie is that from?
Yeah, well, With I guess it was a little bit of an Easter egg because here's a picture of the candle. Well, Michelle Pfeiffer has her own fragrance line called Henry Rose. And
Uh,
this image is from a candle you can buy through Crate and Barrel
Funny.
that is a Henry Rose scented.
And
So it was a little bit of an inside joke
the
there.
initial gag was they were both giving each other candles,
Yeah, a little
but Michelle
something.
Pfeiffer's only had 2 wicks and hers had 5, and she's arguing with the daughter, "I can't give her a 2-wick candle and get a
Right.
5-wick."
Right.
But again, they go to the mall, she steals it, makes no sense, and, Dan, it's so easy, to walk on the set of a TV show during a live performance and get on stage, that
Security, anybody? Yeah. So
I mean, come
you've got
on.
Eva Longoria, who was actually, again, she's in the funny part of the film, which is like the last 20 minutes, because she's like a Rachel Ray kind of character, Oprah, that kind of host.
Right.
And when the camera goes off and they're backstage, there's some funny dialogue, and
She lets loose.
she lets loose. They're smoking weed.
Right.
It's actually pretty funny. But even that couldn't save it. But you're right. There was things like plot holes like that were just
But
kind of
to
stupid.
go back to the beginning,
Yeah.
not only is she referencing movies, but she's pulling them off the shelf.
Hmm.
Or it's being done automatically. But Christmas Vacation, It's a Wonderful Life, Planes,
Hmm.
Trains. I mean, the setup, I thought, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yes.
And the title, oh, what fun.
Hmm.
But no, this wasn't fun at all.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. What do you think Michelle's partner David Kelly would think of this, given the writing
I
chops that he
Yeah,
has?
giving how he can write, why didn't he do a rewrite?
Couldn't he punch it up? Yeah. So it was directed by Michael Showalter. I'm not sure if you how familiar you are with his films. And then it was kind of co-written by him and Chandler Baker. Not, and I look at Showalter's resume and I'm not as familiar with The Idea of Me, I think is one of his more well-known
Don't know
films
it.
of recent time. The other thing, this is picking nits, but I can they make like I think of the film Four Christmases, which is one of my favorite holiday films with
Mhm.
Vince Vaughn and Robert Duvall is in that. Kind of plays, you got Robert Duvall, this gravitas, this that he brings to the role, like James Caan in Elf, and that was a very blue collar family that that is featured in that film. But here you got, first of all, we don't know what does Michelle Pfeiffer's character Claire even do, because they live
Don't know.
in a mansion. I I took from one shot early on where Dennis Leary is wearing a T-shirt with it says Clouster Custom Furniture or something. So maybe they own a furniture store. But why? Like I think this incredibly obviously wealthy family,
Right.
it's not very relatable to a lot of people either, especially at this time in our lives, like with the
True. True.
economy and this, that, and the other
True.
thing. And at the holidays, so I don't know if it would have helped if they had sort of changed that part of the film, but it bothered
The
me. It
the
bothered
the
me.
the problem is, as I point out, 90% of the times I dislike a movie,
Mm.
it's got nothing to do with the actors, the
Hmm.
directors,
Yeah.
anybody. It's got to do with the writing.
Hmm.
And this it teases us that it's gonna be a comedy, and it just and then it introduces the characters, and you're like, "Wow, this has got a lot
Hmm.
of star power." But Dan, it 5 minutes, it's off the rails, and
Yeah.
it doesn't get back on. When it gets back on, it becomes heavy drama between her and her oldest daughter.
Yeah, you're right. There was a little feeling of does this film really know what it's trying? Is it trying to be? I don't
Didn't
know.
know the way I describe it, it's a, um, oh, what's the
Identity
word?
crisis.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
multiple identities. It didn't know what it wanted to be. It tried to be
Yeah.
Planes, Trains. It tried to be It's a Wonderful Christmas. It
Yeah.
tried to be this, but it
It's
did
it's a
none of them
wonderful
well.
Christmas. Mike is so angry, he's mashing up movies now. It's a Wonderful Life starring Jimmy Durante.
Oh,
Hey, have you seen the movie Wolf with, Michelle
Jack
Pfeiffer and
Nicholson?
Jack
Yeah,
Nicholson?
oh yeah, of course.
Now there's a film. I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer at 1994. If you haven't seen it, folks, go see Wolf. Find it somewhere streaming. Great film. I had to start going back to films that I liked her in because this one I was trying to forget pretty early on. Another just indulgence. I don't know. I know we talked about it. I don't know if we ever showed this on the podcast before, and I want to show it. One of Michelle Pfeiffer's greatest moments that wasn't actually featured in this film.
Yeah. Catwoman.
And what are we seeing here, Mike?
She's dressed as Catwoman in costume, and she's got a whip, and she's whipping the heads off these mannequins, and she nails each one. Her first try, there was no special effects. That was her doing that stunt, and then she hopscotches. You can hear the chair from
It
the
was like cut, print it. I mean, she did it like in one take.
one
It was
take.
insane. It was
Yeah, that's
insane.
an infamous
Yeah.
sequence.
It would have been maybe they could have crowbarred that sequence in this, and it would have maybe saved it. But yeah, I
And
just was
like
really bummed
you,
out. I was
I
really bummed
see
out.
her and I'm like, I want to like this.
Mhm.
I mean, this isn't unlike our last film where I wanted to like it. Everything about it had potential, but it
Yeah.
just, the story didn't do it for me.
I think you nailed it. It's not the cast, it's not the performances, it's not the production,
It's not the
it's
sets.
not the
Everything looks
soundtrack.
great.
It's it all works. So it only leads you down one other road, which is the screenplay. So
And as
um,
you point out, she's married to one of the best screenwriters in Hollywood.
David E. Kelly. I mean, absolutely. They've been married since like 1993 or something like that.
Yeah,
Um, and Mike, as of today, as of this recording, which is just a few days after the premiere,
right.
this is number one in the US on Prime. I
And,
guess there's not a lot on Prime that's worth seeing.
yeah. And again, who knows? Like, would you have stuck with this if we weren't reviewing it? I think I would have. I kept waiting
Yeah,
for it to turn a corner,
right.
and it gets to the end and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, that's how you're going to end it.
I don't know. I might have tapped out. I might have tapped out. I'm not
Yeah,
quite
I
sure if I
suspect you
would.
might have.
In fact, it's funny you say that because I have, in full transparency to the audience, the listeners, I found myself at more than one time. I'm looking at my phone. I'm checking messages. I'm,
Yeah.
you know,
This was
not a good
easy to
sign.
get distracted, and you know, oh, from the start I thought, and I didn't know. Here we are about to record, and I'm like, did he like this?
Mm.
Is there a chance that he's gonna champion this? I
Did I throw you
didn't
off the way
know.
I was setting it up? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, but then when you showed the trailer, I was like, he's setting it up because the trailer makes it look like it's a funny,
absolutely.
good time to be had by all, and skip it,
Mhm.
folks. Skip
Yeah,
it.
this was, yeah, we would both recommend you not, there's plenty of other holiday films out there
Yeah.
to check out,
Go with one of those classics.
such as Fat Man by the Nelms brothers. This was filmed in Atlanta. It was set in Texas. Again, they have
Right.
all the ingredients except, it's set in Texas. Well, fine. That's not a big deal, but
Yeah.
you don't have the snowy kind of backdrop to it.
Right, but they set it up with the inflatables, which those
Mm,
things I think are, the neighbor comes over and says, "You're not gonna do those embarrassing inflatables. That's great." And then
yes.
she instantly goes and gets them.
Oh, absolutely. It's like Clark. She's the Clark Griswold
Right.
of the neighborhood. It's interesting. Havana Rose Lou Who, not Lou Who, that was Cindy Lou Who.
That was last week.
Havana, who becomes, sort of a love interest, not, kind of moving in that direction to Dominic
Right.
Sessa's character. She was great. I really enjoyed her, and there was some good chemistry there. And as it's making me wonder, certainly the story, how much do you think the editing maybe played a part in our reaction to this?
Maybe some of it, but This
But you're
thing is
laying
off
it
the
all off
rails.
on
This
the
is the
okay,
story. Yeah, this
okay,
is all storage. Even that you're
okay.
talking about, they didn't pay it off. It just
Mhm.
kinda ended with them not
Wow.
really together. We don't know what happened.
Mm. I so bummed. Like you said, it looks great. The soundtrack, the cast is amazing. Love Michelle Pfeiffer. Love Dennis Leary. What could go wrong? And then they just can't
They
deliver
just
the
can't get it
goods.
right.
Yeah,
They
and
can't.
again, we never love coming on the podcast, and this is the result. But we have always vowed to you and to ourselves that we would
Right,
be honest about our
right,
reactions to the films. I mean, what's the point of coming on here? We're not going to just sit here and suck
and
up.
lie.
And
Right,
right. And if
right.
you're looking to us to any degree for recommendations, well, this is one we would say pass on, you know.
Yep.
But I also wonder, Mike, we're critics. So, but look at the ratings.
Right. The
The
numbers.
proof is in the pudding right
When the
there.
numbers are so outrageously low like that,
Yeah.
it can't be that good.
Right. Well, thank God. I would have really had to have questioned our relationship and our bloodline if you had liked this
Speaking
film.
of that, I'm looking behind me, right?
Yes.
I don't know if people realize there's a poster behind us. Oh,
Oh yeah.
brother.
Oh yeah.
You're about a foot taller than me. As I
Which is
recall,
which is accurate.
well, growing up, I was taller than you.
Yeah, but I was a
And
kid. Of course, you were
no, but
taller than
even
me.
when you were
I
full
was
grown,
6.
but even when you were full grown, that picture I think is inaccurate. I
No,
think
it's
it's
accurate.
doctored.
It's accurate. It's accurate. How dare you
I think now
besmirch?
I am because I shrunk an inch. I used to be 5'11",
Well,
now I'm
that's what happens
5'10".
when you get of a certain age. It start everything sags, everything droops, everything,
Us old timers.
it's not easy getting older folks, that's for sure. I just I wanted to like this film. It there were a couple of moments, not many, but for me, the last 20 minutes were what I found most enjoyable. But it was pretty early on. I mean, it's within the first 10, 15 minutes at the most that I knew
At the most.
this is not hitting it. This isn't doing
Yep,
it.
yep.
Yeah. Too bad because it looks like Michelle Pfeiffer put her heart and soul into it. And I thought she and Dennis Leary had good chemistry together too. They the first time they've ever worked together and they're in a comedy that's pretty intense. I don't know how many comedies Michelle Pfeiffer's been in. I certainly don't know that she's been in a holiday film before.
I don't think so.
So, it's kind of a bummer that I would wish that it would end up being a classic down the road
I
as they
was
showed in the
hoping this was
beginning.
gonna be one of those films that I'd go back to every year
Mhm.
and watch it like Christmas Vacation or It's a
Right.
Wonderful Life, but I'll never watch this thing again.
Now listen clearly now. They release a Criterion Oh What Fun. Is Mike in line to get it?
Nope. No, thank you.
50% off Criterion.
No, thank you.
No, sir.
Got no interest in
Ah,
seeing the
humbug.
behind the scenes unless they provide a
Yeah.
completely different cut of the film that
I
is
didn't wanna
actually
see the
funny.
front of the scenes. I certainly don't wanna see the behind the scenes on this one. Listen, Michelle, we love you. You are fantastic. This does nothing to denigrate your legacy. You are fantastic. You're an ageless wonder, also. And for no other reason, I was just really happy to be able to see Michelle Pfeiffer in another film. I just really love her. I think she's super talented. And in this too, you do see. I do want to say there is a great scene between her and Felicity Jones that gets a little dramatic, and they
Yeah,
both are delivering an awesome
yeah,
performance,
yeah. But
again,
again,
that's a
didn't
shame.
fit the movie, didn't fit the movie.
Right. They just couldn't find a way to balance that with the
And
comedy and,
right. And even after that, they didn't even pay it off.
no, they not really,
No,
not well enough, certainly.
not
So,
well enough.
I hate to say it, but I always ask, anything else to say about this particular film, Mike, or have
I
we said
think,
it
"Oh,
all?
what fun is no what fun."
Yeah. I again, I'm really bummed out on
I
this one.
know.
I had high
I know.
hopes for it. I was really
I know.
excited. Not to mention that I didn't have to pay to see it because I got it
Right.
on Prime. Which it was funny because there was this whole thing about I was I was texting you. I started the film and an ad immediately pops up and I'm like, what the hell? What is this? And
Right.
you're like,
Right.
log in under my account and blah blah. Do the same thing. But it's just like an ad at the beginning, and then it was ad free.
Yeah, which that I don't mind that, you know,
No, that doesn't bother
2
me,
minutes
you
of
know?
ads and then ad free, but I'm paying,
Mhm.
extra money for no ads.
Right.
So it's kind of annoying when they throw one in there.
Well, it's "Oh, what fun" here on "Oh, Brother," but, it's not a joyous occasion, unfortunately. So there's your review, your "Oh, Brother" review
If
on
you
"Oh, what
want,
fun."
put this movie on and all the
Mhm.
movies she scrolls through at the beginning, pick one of those.
Pick one of those. I would agree with that.
Family Man with Nicolas Cage, people probably haven't seen. Great family,
Mhm. Yeah.
holiday film.
And I mentioned Four Christmases. It's a
Yeah,
fantastic holiday film, as well as is Fat Man, by the Nelms Brothers.
a different kind of,
Checks in the mail, boys, from two brothers to two brothers. All right, well, there you go, folks. Oh, what fun. It's on Prime Video now. If you check it out, you've been forewarned. That's all Mike and I are going to say. So that's going to do it for another episode of the Oh Brother Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Smith. Alongside me, of course, as always, is my brother from the same mother, Mike Smith, and we will see you next time.
bye everyone.